welcome to the show. Tonight's special guest is probably one of the coolest individuals on YouTube, and he's very humble and disagrees, but he needs to hear that. He's a really awesome dude, and I'm gonna bring him on in a minute. But first, tonight I'm doing things just a little bit different, and I brought in somebody to help co-host tonight.
What's up? What's up?
What's going on, buddy?
Ah,
You ready to get this done?
yeah.
You've been working on your Q&A?
Oh yeah. I know. I know what to asking. I
All
got
right.
earbuds, so I gotta make sure you can hear me.
Now I got my co-host here. I'm gonna go ahead and bring in everybody's favorite YouTuber, Gliding on Twos. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, what's going on? What's going on? What is going on, man?
Hey, I'm just glad that we all have a good time and you was able to show up doing that hurricane down there.
Oh yeah, well, it wasn't. You know what? It wasn't too. I mean, it was all okay. It wasn't too bad. Not like Hurricane Ian, the last one.
Mm. Yeah, I seen the outer bands are about to start hitting us soon.
Yep, it's making its way up there. It's already through up there by South Carolina.
So before we get started with some Q&As, which I have been pestered by one specific individual to have the first question. So I broke down, I'm going to let them have the first question. And no, it's not Ray. Before I get to that, though, I want to shout out everybody that's come in. Evil Rick, Frogzilla, Fat Glide, Michael Bikes here. We Ride West Virginia, which, in case y'all don't know, is next week's special guest. So y'all come in for that one. Who else we got? We got Shadow in here. That individual's dead to me. Who else we got? HD Travelers in here. So yeah, we got a pretty good showing. High Tech Rednecks in here, and we got a ghost apparently. But I'm gonna start off tonight's questions with number one. This individual has pestered me for like the past 3 days with this question. So I'm going to let them have the first one. The viewer's name is Noggin's Daddy. And he wants to know, how long does it take for you to turn on your bike when you do not have the key fob?
Oh, that's a good one. And you know how long it takes. Actually, it takes. And look, everybody got to wait for at least 10 minutes to get me my bike started before we moving out without a key fob.
Yeah, Noggin's Daddy, he was pestering me over that one. I'm like, well, I can tell you the answer. He's like, I want to hear it from him.
Oh, yeah. Look, for those of you that watching, if you got a key fob, do yourself a favor. Don't lose it. Or don't get it run over by a vehicle. How about that?
Well, it's good your other one showed up, though.
Oh, yeah, man. I was lucky. You know what? I was getting a little bit tired of inputting the PIN code.
Yeah, I haven't had that issue yet. I've only inputted my PIN code one time to see if that was the right PIN code. Now, if I had to, I wouldn't be able to because I forgot how to do it.
Never tried it.
Ray, I'm going to let you have question number 2.
All right, man. I think the biggest question, not only that I have, but most people, is what is the purpose and the aftermath of the schooling? What is your plans after graduation? Do you plan on coming home and opening up a business or just personally doing work for yourself?
Okay, so the plan actually, I've been doing bike mechanic work for a while. I've just never been technically certified in it. So that's why I came down here to attend MMI. The end result is opening my own independent shop. That's the end result. So once I get done from here, I'm probably gonna move on. I'll move on to my local Harley probably for, like a year or so, just to gain a little bit more knowledge in the service department, and then branch out on my own after that.
Okay. That's what I was wondering, if you was planning on going to a dealership, or, I know you're retired military, and of course, most of you guys, don't like to sit around and just sit around, so you want to do something. And so that was the main thing I wanted to know, and most people probably wanted to know is, if you planned on going to a dealership or doing your own business, and how's your wife, man? Is she cool with that? For you going back to work and
Yeah,
starting a business.
Let me tell you something. My wife, she can kind of almost care less, but she actually can't wait. She's on board with it.
Okay.
She has her own job, her own stuff or whatnot, but she swears that she's going to become my personal accountant and receptionist. When I open up the business, I'm like, yeah, I don't know about that. That's just this might be a little bit too much.
Well, I mean, you always need a good office manager. I mean,
Yeah,
I think I would let her have that. That's probably going to be the biggest headache.
Yeah, is
you know what?
the
And I don't have
paperwork,
a problem with it.
dealing with the IRS and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, if you're going completely legit, you're going to have a paper trail. So yeah, I would put her in the middle of that stuff.
And
That's
yeah,
just me.
no, she's most likely I'm going to let her, of course, because she's already in that field. So, I mean, back in South Carolina, she works for the state doing Department of Revenue. So, tax stuff and all that crap. So, I
She's
mean, I don't
used
know
to it.
nothing about that stuff.
Yeah,
She's used to
well.
that stuff.
Okay. Third question is,
Oh, hold up before you go to the third one.
okay.
I'd like to ask the viewers if y'all have any questions for the guest tonight. Ask away. I'm going to star them, and then we're going to pull your questions here in a little bit. So y'all I want everybody interactive. That's a goal anyways. If you ain't got any questions, I mean, come up with something. But I'm going to go ahead and ask the next question, Ray, then I'll let you jump back.
All right, man.
All right. So we all know you're doing MMI, and you've already done your first block. So how's the second block going? And what is it?
I'm in my, I finished the first 2 blocks.
Oh, okay.
I'm actually at the beginning of the 3rd block. So you don't go in order. So basically the courses that I'm taking is they have 6 core courses, and each of them are 3 weeks long. And then you got your choice of what elective or what brand you want to work on. So of course I picked the Harley brand first. I'm most likely going to be coming back to do Honda, Suzuki, and stuff like that, because it just makes sense to kind of know it all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but at first I picked the Harley brand, but they don't go in order for the core courses. You would think they go in order from 1 through 6, but they got us going kind of back and forth. So the first one was doing chassis, suspension, final drive, and then doing brake service and stuff like that. The second one that I took was, and they have a long name for it, but basically what I ended up doing was tearing down and building back up the top and bottom end of engines.
Mm-hmm.
They call it mathematics and physical science principles of transmissions and engines. I think that's a technical name for it. And in that class, what you do is basically a lot of measurements. Now, I've done most of that stuff before, but I tell you what, I ain't never done taking measurements before. So there is a lot of measurements involved with all of that stuff. And now in this 3rd class, basically what it boils down to is vehicle maintenance. So going over your repair orders, vehicle inspections, and then, of course, total vehicle maintenance.
Well, I see one comment right now from We Ride. Bleh. God, that's a tongue. It ties my
Get that
tongue up
nipple
every
out,
time I try to
son.
say it. We ride West Virginia. Try to say that 5 times fast.
We ride West Virginia.
Yeah. He says, I heard starting your own repair business takes up all your time.
I bet it does, Adam. Hey, look, I bet it does. You would know better than probably most of us here.
Okay,
Yeah.
I got like 4 questions from the audience starred. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with some of them. Fat Glide wants to know your honest thoughts on MMI.
I can give you my honest thoughts so far because I haven't been through the whole thing yet. So far, it's okay, and this is why I say it's okay. It will probably be better if I didn't know anything about motorcycles. Like if I was just fresh and I wanted just to get started on it, it probably would be better. But so far with the courses that I've taken so far, I've done most of that stuff.
So already
That's
know
why
that
I say
stuff,
that's why I say it's okay. Like changing tires, I've done that. Breaking down, rebuilding suspensions, I've done that. You know what I'm saying? Bleeding brakes, I've done that. Tearing down top and bottom ends, I've done that. So it's okay. The way they got it going on now is that it's basically like a hybrid class. So you go in, and I'm sorry about the noise. Somebody's AC kicked on.
That's good.
But basically, you go in for like 4 hours and do all your hands-on stuff and all your evaluations. And then the second portion to it is videos. So they have a lot of videos that you have to watch, which are like demo videos of, instructors tearing down, motorcycle parts, rebuilding them. And then the very next day after you watch it, you're supposed to go in and kind of do it hands-on. So, I mean, overall, it's not too bad. So far, I guess we'll figure it out by the time I'm done.
I'm going to piggyback off of something you just said and throw into a question. Is all your teardown stuff like video, or do you actually get to tear down the complete motor or the complete trans and put it back together? Kind of like what we did in the military.
Yeah, you're actually tearing it down.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, you're tearing it down. Now they have the videos, and the reason they have the videos is, of course, when coronavirus started a couple years ago, everything was in class. There were no videos, but they had to adapt and overcome. So during that time period, so they came out with videos. So people were doing basically online MMI.
Oh, I got you.
But now, now that they're back, in classroom, they kept the videos, but we're actually in classroom doing hands-on as well.
And
okay.
High Tech Redneck, are you only planning on working on Harleys?
I think he answered that with
With
BMW
going back for the others.
Yeah.
Let's start that. Let's see. Michael Bike, what's your favorite and least favorite components?
All right, I'll start with my least favorite that I've done so far. Freaking tire changes.
So why is that the least favorite?
My least favorite thing to do, and that's the most that you're going to end up doing as a technician anyway. It's a bunch of damn tire changes. It's kind of get repetitive and old after a while. My favorite, I think the entire top end so far. It has all these parts in there, and it's just, kind of in a nutshell how they work, or they're supposed to work. But the way they're telling you in this course, at least, they go into greater detail.
The mechanics
as far as why is it there, how does it work, why does it do it that way, and then you got the pistons, you got the valves, and I think you also got Hell's favorite piece, the valve keepers.
We're gonna get back to that. Hold that thought. Because Ghost did put some stuff up. He wants to know how horrible the factory Harley suspension is. We already know what he's thinking.
That's a good one. But they are horrible. Now, I've rode on a Harley factory suspension with my Ruby, with my Street Glide, for the first 4 years I had her. And my ass got numb after a while, of course, but it's kind of hard when you're doing long distance touring. Kind of hard. And now, right now, I got Air Ride, which I like that first, but they kind of suck as well, especially for long touring, because there's just too many things that can go wrong with them.
He also is asking if MMI recommends leaving extra valve keepers in the motor.
I don't even know how to say this with a straight face.
I couldn't hardly ask the question without cracking up.
So, okay, so of course the answer is no, right? But if
we all know what company does.
If a technician decides to leave extra valve keepers in there and they just magically fall into the bore and gets rocked by the pistons, then guess who's paying for a whole new engine? The damn technician.
Wow, you're
that's
on
what's supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Well, we don't say no names of that one here because I can't afford a cease and desist and $40,000.
And also,
damages.
And also, while you're on a 8,000-mile journey, I mean, that's bad, So,
all right, let's see. We Ride West Virginia suggests that you buy a tire machine first.
Oh yeah. Look, that's already in my cart.
Hey, can I just bring my bike down there and let y'all change all this crap out for me and not get charged since y'all are in school?
Well, let me tell you something.
It ain't high school.
I'm pretty sure that I might be able to change my tires while I'm here.
I was gonna say, it's probably not like shop in high school. You know what I mean? You take your car and put a whole new muffler or whatever you want to on it. So,
all right, Ray, I'm gonna go ahead and let you have the next question.
All right, I think what most of us really want to know it doesn't have to do with MMI or motorcycling. I think most of us want to know is if you are, while you're in Florida, if you're going to either learn or have you surfed, and are you going to YouTube it?
No, I am not going to learn how to surf. That ain't happening. What was the second part to that?
Are you going to YouTube it?
No, I don't think you're going to see me
the real question is, man, when you get done with MMI and say a year or two later or whatever down the road, are you going to keep your channel and try to build like in your shop as still the channel, or are you just going to close the channel down and become a full-time mechanic?
I don't think I'm going to I don't think I'm going to give up the channel.
Okay.
And I say I don't think, but I mean, in my hearts of hearts right now, I'm not going to shut the Gliding on Two's YouTube channel down.
Michael Bike says you need to change it to Surfing on Twos. High Tech Redneck says you need to YouTube it. And Ghost says with all this water, he might have to.
Hey, let me tell you something. I can't even get out of my apartment complex right now because we're flooded.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's insane.
So when you have to actually go back to school?
Tomorrow.
And the water ain't going to be down by tomorrow either.
Hell no. So I'm going to be surfing with Ruby through them roads tomorrow.
Okay, I'm going to let this question pop up. Will you still be there for Bike Week?
As long as they don't kick me out this school, I'll be here for March's Bike Week. Yeah.
Well, let's talk about Bike Week for a minute. I don't know how many people watched Noggins live on Tuesday, but the challenge was accepted. All the terms were met. So at Biketoberfest, at Bike Week at Daytona, there will be a race. Hell's on Two Wheels versus Moto Noggin. The Road Glide versus the Sportster Yes. If I'm gonna say Noggins for a second. If Hell's on Two Wheels wins, he gets to take Noggins' bike to the burnout pit and do a burnout
at Iron Horse.
At Iron Horse. And if Noggin squeaks out a win, he gets Hell's on Two Wheels as saddlebags.
Or is Noggin?
I don't know. I hadn't seen Noggin come in.
Noggin is not going to show up on YouTube until after Bike Week.
The challenge has been thrown down, and it has been accepted on both of them. They both agreed. They're both going to be there. We are all going to show up. All us content creators are going to show up for this race. I want to put it together where we all film it, throw all the footage, everybody's footage together, and everybody bring like a USB drive so we can transport, get everything loaded on, and then sit there and just continually plop out all the footage to everybody. Then everybody can go make the video how they like.
I'm gonna put a camera on each of their bikes while they're doing it.
Oh, we're gonna have cameras on their bikes. We're gonna have people at the starting line, in the middle. I mean, I want people staggered. I mean, if there's one place that I'm thinking about, if there's an overlook, they'll be able to record from up there. The finish line, we will definitely have to have some in there just in case it's a close race. We can make a call.
I'm gonna put a camera on Noggin's rear fender so that way everyone can see him shit his pants.
Michael Bike can't wait to see that. He wants to see the race.
We got to get him to Florida first. We got to get him down there.
Hey, actually, I know an individual that has some really wonderful toys, and I kind of think he's trying to be Batman, and that's Gliding on Twos with that drone. Yeah, you can get that drone flying over him.
The drone is nice. I don't take it out too often though.
That might be one you have to break it out for.
Yeah, that might be a good one to break it out with.
All right. To everybody in the side chat, if y'all want some more questions fired at them, type it in, and I will pull them up and ask them. Until then, I'm going to ask my next question. How did your bike fare through the hurricane? Tree fall on it? Flood out?
Current one?
Yeah.
No, she's good. She's parked out there. Thankfully, this time with this one, no big ass tree branches fell on it or anything. So I mean, she fared pretty good this time.
That's good.
Somebody else's bike didn't do too well. I went walking around today just to assess the damage, and somebody's bike was on its side.
Oh, youch!
And I left it just like that. I didn't pick it up.
Well, that's not your bike. Should you touch somebody else's bike that's been
exactly? I was like,
I
should help this guy out, but
because if I'm out there seeing you lifting my bike, I'd be wanting to throw down with you because you knocked my bike over.
Exactly why I didn't pick it up. That's exactly what I said. I said, you know what? I kind of want to pick up his bike, but if he just so happens to come out while I'm trying to help him out, he's gonna think I dropped the motherfucker.
Yep. We Ride West Virginia says that we're going to have a camera to catch up close of his face for the disappointment. All it takes is one oh shit from Hell's, and if Noggin's bike is what he claims, he'll be gone, and then Hell's will be the laughing stock.
I mean, the brochure says it. Must be true. I mean,
High Tech Redneck wants to know if y'all will be working on flooded bikes at MMI.
Probably so. As a matter of fact, you're probably going to see a whole bunch of flooded bikes popping up on Facebook Marketplace. No, it's never been in a flood.
Never been raced either. All right, Ray, what's your next question?
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, let's see. Trying to get this volume up on my. All right. My next question is, now that you're in MMI school, I think everybody knows what your motorcycle looks like. I mean, it's decked out, painted. It's a beautiful bike. Do you have any plans, or are you going to do any more other upgrades to your bike that you haven't done? Not talking about the motor, like you've done videos of upgrades and things like that. Your bike's set pretty to your standard, to what you like, I guess, and it's a beautiful bike. And so, are you planning on doing any more like regular, small things, or anything, major besides the motor?
So, yes and no. So, no, I probably won't be doing anything else to Ruby. I call her by name because she got feelings. So, I probably won't be doing anything more to Ruby, but I will be doing upgrades to a bike coming in the future.
Okay. Well, that's good to know.
Question. Seeing how Ruby has feelings, will she get jealous of you, cheating on her with the other bike?
Probably so. I'm gonna have to take her out at least, every other day.
Got to keep her fed in bed, huh?
Oh yeah. She stays warm in the garage. I mean, she's kind of upset now since I've been down here. She ain't got no garage to stay in.
She probably thinks you don't love her and getting rained on all the time and
Yep.
2 hurricanes. So my side chat's kind of going quiet over here. I know y'all got more questions, or at least some shit talking. I know there's some shit talkers in here right now, so y'all come on, get active. I'm going to ask you about, how do I want to word this? When you get your shop operational, what would you consider be the first key piece that you need? Would be like, we ride said with a tire changing machine, would be a lift, jacks.
It's definitely going to be
tools,
the tire machine.
tire
Maybe a
machine.
garage, yeah.
You're definitely going to have, unless you want to do it by hand, and I don't recommend that. But definitely a tire machine, because realistically, tire machines are probably what you're going to be doing the most of.
Tires and oil changes is the most money-making thing.
Yeah.
Bottom line, hands down.
And the second thing, of course, is going to be a lift, because this old man's back. I'm not bending down like I used to do with Ruby.
Okay, that's an interesting question right there. So, if you're going to get a lift, what kind of lift would you get?
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. It depends on how many lifts I'm going to get, to be honest. It definitely won't be a Harbor Freight one.
Well, I was thinking like more. Let's say I think there's a pneumatic one.
Oh yeah, I'm not doing that whole foot pumping thing, man. It's gonna be airlift, and I've been actually looking at Titans. They fare pretty well. I mean, there are some couple other different name brands out there. Titans is the one that comes to my mind because I've been researching that one a little bit more often.
Well, Don Bree just showed up, and he has a question. Can I refill your eggnog for you, get you something to eat, drive you out in the middle of nowhere, and leave you for dead?
Well, you're probably not going to leave me for dead with eggnog because I don't drink anymore. Now, the food might be a different story.
And the ghost wants to know, because he says, We Ride has internet and comfy seats. Will you have accommodations for the customers?
That's a very good question. And I'm going to answer that question. So, thank you for bringing that up. Y'all see, I'm an avid cigar smoker.
Mm-hmm.
So the business will actually, what I'm envisioning is a two-part business. One part, well, the majority of the part of the building will be, of course, the motorcycle shop. The secondary part, I'm thinking of building in a cigar lounge into it. So if a customer comes in for an oil change or tire change, or if there's something they're coming in that's going to either come in and come out that same day, then they just go smoke a cigar, smoke a cigarette, you know, have something on that side of the building and make them a little bit more comfortable. Maybe some TVs up there with some football games or
I mean, if you're gonna do it big, just put a barbershop in it too.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. You can get your hair cut, smoke you a cigar.
I mean, you know, you got to put you in one of those hema rooms or whatever for your cigars to keep them fresh, you know, and keep that shit hydrated.
Sounds like we may have a long ride to go get our bike serviced.
I mean, you know, since Harley Davidson's closing most businesses and family owned, I mean, you know, the experience is going to be different now when you go into a dealership.
Dying Breed has a question also. Will there be a stripper pole? And if so, does it have a weight limit?
Not if my wife has anything to do with
it. What is stripper pole with a weight limit? Good Lord. What kind of strip clubs you be going to? Yes, it will be Disney World for bikers. All right, Ray, what else you got?
Okay. Going back to the YouTube channel. Are you doing any more bike nights or like in Florida? How hard is it for you to actually shoot a lot of footage since you are in the school? And Florida and where you're at, I mean, yeah, of course you can ride up, you know, the coastline or whatever, but I've been there. It's not a lot of, you know, I don't know how to say it, more or less of the riding part, but like more of activities like bike nights, you know, meetings or groups, you know. Do you have any plans for the YouTube part of any of that coming up?
Yes. I mean, I think I got plenty of time to do that stuff in the school because I go to the actual class, the in classroom hands-on portion from 6:30 in the morning to 10:30 in the morning. And then I'm basically done for the rest of that day unless I have videos to watch. And then the rest of the day is mine, you know. So I have been to a couple bike nights, but I know I recorded the Ace Cafe Orlando bike night, and I've been to a couple of those, but I didn't record them because I've already recorded it once and put it out there. I kind of don't want to record the same bike night and put it out there again. Yeah. But like this weekend was supposed to be the Gator Bike Rally, but that got canceled because of this hurricane. And then since I'm in Orlando, it's kind of like centrally placed for a lot of different things. So they've got a couple of bike nights down there in Tampa that I'm probably going to be going to. I mean, I don't have any near-term plans, but maybe Miami, going down there and seeing what they got going on.
That's what I was about to ask you, because I know a YouTuber down there by the name of Powamoto. He's always into stuff down there. I
He
was gonna
is. They
ask
got
you if
something
you,
going on almost every night of the week.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you if you was going to hit him up.
Yeah, if I go down there, I will hit him up because he's going to have to tell me what the best spot to go.
Yeah, ever since the show disbanded, we all kind of drifted apart. I haven't kept in touch with with Process or Pawamoto. So
Tiger Wood jumped on here and he said,
Tiger Woods.
sorry he was late. I'm just now getting here. High Tech Redneck wants to know, how long does the school last? Is it Monday through Friday?
Yeah, so it's Monday through Friday, and each day you go in for 4 hours. So I go in from 6:30 to 10:30. They do have afternoon classes as well, but I chose to go in the morning class, so that way it gives me the rest of the day to do what I
I
want.
was going to say, you got a lot of downtime then, don't you?
Oh yeah. 6:30 to 10:30, and then the rest of the day is mine. It's all downtime because I don't have a job over here, and I didn't want one.
I don't blame you. But yeah, so you haven't. So there's a lot of time in between that area. So have you not rode to the Key West, to the Keys or anything yet?
No, not yet. I got that planned also. It's in the works. Yep. I gotta wait till all these hurricanes stop coming through here.
Yeah.
Nine Breed and Tiger Ward, thanks for coming by. I'm going to ask you a specific Florida question. Because Florida has a lot of people who do YouTube. So how many YouTube creators have you met since you've been down there?
Since I've been down here?
Yeah.
Ooh, let me see. Not including you?
You can include me. I mean, who are they? What's their names?
The better question is, do you want to meet him?
How many and what's their names? Yeah, do you want to meet any too?
I mean, you're right. There's a bunch of them down here and in person who I've met. I'm going to include you because you came down here just not so long ago. So technically, we saw each other in Florida. Of course, Hells and Pawamoto, and that's where the list stops.
That's where the list stops.
Yep, that's where the list stops. So I mean, I haven't really been, going out there and actually, trying to meet anybody. To be honest, you know what I'm saying? I get a little. Sometimes I get a little trapped in my own world. So,
Okay, Deliverance wants to know, can you double up the days and shorten the program? Like double up to 8-hour days?
I wish. No. They have they have a set curriculum, and they definitely abide by that curriculum. So they don't move anything. So I'll be down here to the end of July.
I'll take that back. That's not where. Let's see. Yeah, we ride West Virginia. I meant to say Deliverance comes from Virginia, not West Virginia. So.
Oh yeah, I'm seeing it there. Yeah, no, you can't. I wish, but you can't. They got it 4 hours, and the videos, and that's all, and that's basically it. And if you actually like right now, we didn't have no school today because of the hurricane, so we have to make that day up on the weekend.
Ooh. Hey, you back to that creator question. You forgot an individual, and he feels left out.
No, who? Oh, he was a guest. He was a guest.
He's still on
That's
YouTube.
right. My bad, Nine Breed. You are correct. He was a guest. He came to meet us, and we all met each other. Yes.
So, how many times have you been recognized out in town? And did
Not
you
as
feel
a criminal.
uncomfortable?
Yeah.
At the school a couple times. And then a couple of times I've gotten private messages on Instagram. Hey, were you riding over here at this time during this day? And I'm like, oh yeah, I was. Oh yeah, I saw you. Well, yeah, you didn't come up to me and say nothing, though. But yeah, I've gotten that a couple times, which kind of, you know what, it still shocks me, to be honest, and it kind of throws me off because, you know, I'm a small channel, so I don't expect for anyone to actually kind of, you know, either walk up to me or hit me up on Instagram and be like, hey, I saw you. I still don't expect that because, like I said, I'm a small channel.
Yeah, it kind of shocked me the first time it happened to me, and I was 40, 50 subs and was spotted over in Maggie Valley over at the motorcycle resort. And it kind of blew me away. I was in shock. Tiffany Renee, thanks for coming. Kraken's Garage.
I see Eric on here. Hold on, I don't think you can see this, but I gotta do this. Where's my camera? I gotta do that. You can't see it too well.
There you go.
Eric from Kraken's Garage and Adventures. I gotta give a shout out. Eric is my man. He's a good, straight up, humble dude, man. I don't think you can meet anyone else like him. Yeah. So I represent his hat.
That's what I say about you. Ain't nobody else like you. So you haven't been able to bump into like Indigo Moto or Professional Monkey or Shade Tree Surgeon or any of those guys?
No, I haven't. Well, I haven't bumped into Pro Monk, not Shade Tree Surgeon. I was supposed to go to the Forgotten Angels campground that they had a couple weekends ago, last weekend. Yeah. But at the last minute, something came up and I just couldn't make it. And so, but I didn't get to meet anybody down there. Now, Indigo Moto, I did see her at one of the bike nights at Ace Cafe, but I didn't introduce myself. I didn't walk up to her and say, hey, you know, I'm kind of like, you know, I don't really like walking up to people that all that well.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you this.
You're saying you're shy.
If you see her again, go up to her, tell her who you are, tell her you're one of my friends. I've been pushing her to get on YouTube. She has one video out, and she's
shy.
She's kind of shy, but she will blow up on YouTube. She not only she rides, she actually tears her own stuff apart and rebuilds it.
And she works on her stuff.
And when I say she rides, I mean she'll take that bike all the way to California if she wanted to.
Oh yeah, she rides. She rides. She got that nice purple. It's a road glide, right? Yeah.
She told me, I forget.
It's got, I believe it's got the what is it? Yeah.
It's not a police bike, I know that, but it might be
I think it's a road glide. No, I think it might be a road glide.
Hold on, I'll tell you.
It's
I was gonna say, look it up, or somebody on the side chat, look it up, and it's either purplish. I know she might have some purple detailed in it, maybe some dark purple or something. Maybe.
If y'all want to go check her out, go to indigo.moto on Instagram. Sorry, I just seen the ghost talking. It's not a breakout, so he doesn't care. Yeah. No, it does look like a road glide. I couldn't remember because she's got a couple bikes.
Thanks for coming in, Minnow Moto. I sent him a message earlier.
Hey, Minnow Moto. Thanks.
Yeah, hey, Jerry's on. He had a video come out today of his the hard bags that he bought for his Pan America.
Oh so,
yeah. He did a video on that earlier. That was good. It was a good review, Jerry.
Yeah, I would like to take one of those out in the woods here and just test it.
Well, speaking of bags, before I went to Daytona, I was looking at Facebook Marketplace because I was thinking about going to the dark side and getting the saddlebags for my Breakout, the Harley Davidson version, not nobody else. Is a strictly Harley Davidson built for the Breakout. And I found a set at a steal. And then I went to Biketoberfest, came back, kind of forgot about it. Then I remembered and went to look for it and couldn't find it. Well, I found it again. So tomorrow between 3 and 7, I will have saddlebags. So probably this weekend to maybe Monday, Tuesday, I will be putting pictures out. I know that's going to shock some people because I'm not really a bag person, but the more I'm riding, the further I'm riding, I need the extra storage for tools and stuff like that.
And the Breakout will be turned into a breaker bag.
You see what Hell's put up there?
Turn his Breakout into a bagger.
It's like putting pontoons on a bass boat.
Yeah, it's going to probably look like those beaver tails that you put on the end of a aluminum boat. But at least I'll have some storage. I don't have to go and throw my camera gear in somebody else's bags, or T-shirts or something like that.
And
I can keep stickers in it too, so I don't leave those at home.
And that's the key to it, Fat Glide. You know, storage is the key, man. I don't care if I go to Knoxville, which is a couple-hour ride from me. I never go without using my bags. I always use my bags for something. I mean, always. I'm always picking something up or just carrying my basic needs, tools, rain gear just in case, or putting, like you said, my extra camera gear, and stuff like that. It's
Roy. No, I'm not going to carry anything of Noggins because I have saddlebags. I'm going to carry my own crap.
No, Noggin said he had a backpack. He's good with a one-arm strap. So
he's got a man purse that he can carry, and I'm not going to put his man purse in my bags.
He goes so fast, he has to have it wrapped, a strap around him like a backpack. So
Dying Breed says he has some Viking bags that he had on his 2019 Street Bob. So if anybody's looking for any, hit up Dying Breed.
Hey, bag for long trips, bags for me, they're a definite must. I mean, I kind of keep my bags organized and they stay that way through all 4 seasons. So, like my right bag always carries my rain gear and my heated gear that I have in there with gloves, my stickers, and a couple of knickknacks, right? And then my left saddle bag, I always carry my tool bag with bungee cord. I keep a spray bottle of Bug Slide in there. What else I keep in there? That's really it. I can always add more stuff to that one if I wanted to. And then in my tour pack, I carry my camera equipment.
Well, what really made my decision was a couple things. Being down in Daytona when I bought all those shirts, and the bag ripped, so I couldn't strap it to my sissy bar. So I had to throw it in your tour pack and then put it in the truck. Yeah. So that was one. And then when we just did this ride last week, we went to go eat, and I had to throw my cameras in Ray's bag. I didn't have to, but I did because I didn't want to carry them in and all.
Yeah, I offered.
He offered, but
I don't care because, like you said, like I'm like that. My stuff is neat, perfect. My right side of my bag is rain gear. Always keep an extra, maybe a thin hoodie. I got a bag with my gloves, face mask, things like that. And that stays locked unless I actually need that.
Yeah.
I never unlock and open that side of my bag unless I need it. And then on my other one, I have like some oil, zip ties, bungees, just a few little tools in a bag that I would need on the road. And also, I use it for my camera. If I don't have my tour pack on, I'll put my camera gear in it and stuff. But if I got my tour pack on, my bags don't even come. I don't even unlock them unless I need to get in them, and that's very rare. I need to get in them unless I don't have my tour pack on. If I got my tour pack on, man, it's just so simple to open it up, throw your stuff in it, and go on. It's so handy to have. And to me, it's not just about people complain, well, I don't have a bag, or I don't have bags, or this, you need bags, you need a bagger. It's just the convenience of what you really want to, if you're going to travel or ride, it's come so, natural for me to have them bags. I don't know how it would be going back to something where I could not take things with me. It's so handy. And when I go out somewhere, if I buy something, I don't have to worry no more of, well, I got to put it in the backpack and strap it onto my, backrest. So,
Yeah. Hell's,
Yep.
he doesn't disclose what's in his saddlebags because if you find out, it's not going to be a good day. And he also said,
yeah, ding dongs and drugs don't count.
yeah, Ray didn't know he, which was Noggin, was getting a girlfriend to ride with. And it's actually kind of fun you said that because Keltfire, thanks for coming over here. Hopefully you let them know you was coming over here. But Keltfire has actually said before that Noggin's her girlfriend and she'll ride with her anywhere. Yeah, I don't like carrying backpacks. I do have like a small camera bag that I stick to my sissy bar, but I kind of want to keep it out of view.
Well, I mean, carrying something like that, you have a channel, that's kind of different. But if you're going to pack a whole suitcase every time you take a ride with rain gear and all that, it's inconvenient, it's so inconvenient. It gets tiresome to try to do that, and if you got bags, you can leave your stuff in them like I do year round. I never take my stuff out in the winter. They stay in the bags, locked up, under the garage, and I never mess with them. So
yeah, we ride. You're 100% right. He's got her shoes in there, extra set of clothes, kitchen sink, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, he did teach her how to use a sissy bar, and then she so graciously taught me how to use a sissy bar correctly.
I always put mine on the outside on the back when I was running my Sportster with the sissy bar.
Keltfire, you can get saddlebags for your Sporty.
Yeah.
I see them on. Actually, I've seen a bunch on Facebook Marketplace here locally, which it might actually pop up from your area.
Well, you can get a swing arm bag, or you can actually get side bags.
Well, I mean, a swing arm bag's really not going to hold too much.
That's for like tools and a drink,
Yeah.
But yeah.
Kraken has a message for you, Gliding on Twos.
You can buy brackets.
Yeah, I just saw it.
Yeah, that's about.
Yeah,
I usually have something a little bigger that dispenses freedom seeds, but yeah, that's what I usually keep on me when I ride. But going on the rides with Ray and DDK, for instance, we stopped and we ate. So, at that point, I didn't want to leave my camera bag strapped to my sissy bar in a place that I did not know. If I had saddlebags at the time, I'd have left them in there and wouldn't have been worried about them at all.
Lockable storage, man. Lockable storage.
Yep. Well, when we got in the place, I had some people in there. I was like, hey, how are you doing? I knew a few people in there, and then a couple sitting down eating. I knew them. I know them, for many years. So I knew we was in a place because this is, we was in my town. And in the country, old general store, old timey store, been there probably 100 years. And people that go there and eat are old timers or travelers like we were doing. And I mean, I didn't think anybody would have messed with it anyways because they're just, they're not them kind of people unless you hit, you know, other places around here that are, doped out. But
Keltfire, I'm gonna give you a tip if you do get it, and you start carrying it when you ride. Get a smaller one. Don't use like a full size 1911 like I do. It's heavy. 2, always plan out your ride and make sure you're not going to go through a national park or something like that where it's going to get you in trouble if you get pulled over or seen with it. You always got to, think ahead when you have that. Even with if you're in a car, most of the time you can just put it in the glove compartment or something and lock it up and nothing will be said. But for Tennessee, I got that, and it's also a constitutional carry state, so I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah. In Tennessee, even if you don't go outside of Tennessee, say for us, you go through different counties. That may not, one of them counties may not, their police may not be as easy as the other county. You know what I mean? They may.
Well, with constitutional carry,
trouble.
none of the counties can say anything about that.
So,
their Tennessee residents are allowed to carry in state only.
Well,
ones with concealed carry permits can carry to the places that accept it.
Okay, and also, I don't know if any of this refers to anybody on here, but like you said, you got to be careful going through a state or a national park or forest because if you are a felon and you're carrying, which you shouldn't be carrying anyways, unless you're just that kind of person, you carry no matter what. You will go to jail, if you get caught going through any kind of national parks or, recreation centers or anything like that. So,
if I was Tweedle D, I'd wear a reflective vest riding with DDK. I think Ray might need a reflective vest too. He wouldn't want to be ran over.
But I'm the one that, come to a stop. So,
good. Fact, glad y'all got that covered. Of course, you're a wuss. I got caught at Hoover Dam, loaded down. Nothing like talking to the feds. Yeah. Say, I hadn't been in Virginia in a long time, so I didn't know if they ended up going to something like that or not.
Yeah.
And how long was that conversation, Hills?
It's no less than an hour. Pretty short.
Yeah, exactly.
Did it include a body cavity search?
So here's my question to Ray.
Yeah, what's going on?
What's your next upcoming video? Do you have something planned?
Oh, I've got 4 videos already. I just haven't. Yeah, I've got to do some editing. I've got, let's see. I've still got a couple of videos and a short of me and Tweedle D and DDK riding. And then this morning I actually left. And it was like 65 degrees here this morning. So I actually shot 2 videos this morning going down the mountain and riding to prove to some people I do know how to ride. I may ride solo, but I also, I filmed it from the GTA style from the rear. And that way they can see, I'm going down a pretty good sized mountain curves, So, no, I just like to pick at people. But yeah, I shot a video 2 this morning and I got out early and thought, I wasn't even planning on it, but I had to go pick some things up and I had to run down the mountain about a 45-minute ride down one way. So, be watching for that. But my next video is going to be probably the second part of me and Tweedle D and DDK. I've got to piece some things together, a couple clips and then a video with it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And
yeah, but you definitely, to just piggyback off of what you was talking about, like group riding and riding solo, you definitely ride a little different when you're in a group than you do when you solo and especially if you're in the lead.
Yeah.
Because when you're in the lead, like I know when I do group rides and I'm the lead bike, I'm always looking back, looking through those mirrors, making sure I'm not going too fast, too slow for the group, making sure we're staying staggered and all that crap. So you kind of ride differently in a group than you actually do by yourself. Because I know when I'm by myself, I kind of get it.
Well, yeah, and the way I see it, and the way I feel, I've rode so long solo, man, and I may go to the middle of the road or to the left or whatever, here and there or whatever. But I can do that because I'm by myself, and that's what I was telling Tweedle D earlier. I get it. I've rode with big groups. I've rode with my brothers MC in Georgia. 200 people, man. I've rode. They've had benefit rides I've been invited to or been invited to ride with some of them guys. I've rode, and when I'm doing that, I don't really pay attention to my filming. I pay attention to the ride with the people. You know what I mean, with the group rides. But like I told Tweedle D, there was 3 of us, like him in the rear. If I would have been in the rear, I wouldn't have cared what track I was in because I knew I was in the rear and there was nobody behind me. So I would have rode wherever and however I wanted to. You know what I mean? But yeah, me being in the front, me being such a solo rider, I forget that, if someone does ride with me, I forget they're with me, and I just ride. And sometimes I just ride the way I do. And, it's not that I don't pay attention. It's just I'm in that zone of
I will say he
whatever.
was paying attention because I did go over the bridge and I guess my suspension flexed in the front and my light bounced and he came to a stop.
But I didn't come.
Because he
I
thought
didn't
something was
bold
wrong.
up. Yeah, and I didn't bold up on anybody. I just let off the throttle and slowed down. And I was in the left side. And if anybody would have came up and hit me in the rear, that was because they was directly behind me and not in their track. So. But now, and there was a point where I did almost miss my turn, and I got a little sideways in the rear because I just slammed on my brakes. And
yeah, that was the one I missed.
That was my fault, and I admit it. And hey, shit happens, and I was like, oh shit, there's my turn, so I just locked up the brakes, and there was a car coming, so I couldn't turn, so I had to slide and then turn after the car passed, So, and then yes, I got about 5 feet from where I was turning. I turned my blinker on. And like I said, there's times I get to the point where I'm thinking of other things, the ride or the scenery or, just getting out of my head. And I forget that there's somebody behind me. I need to turn my blinker on about 100 yards before I get to the turn because to make sure they're paying attention and not paying attention to a bunch of motorcycles passing us, or waving at them. Or
I need one of my moderators to put somebody in timeout.
So,
oh, wait, both of you are on here with me.
Yeah.
So, Tiffany Renee wants to know what kind of cigar you're smoking.
Yeah, I'm smoking a Fat Bottom Betty. They're nice. They're sweet. They're infused cigar. So, I mean, you can't go wrong with these. If you like a sweet tasting cigar, I usually keep a box of these on hands.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and address this. When you're doing 95 down the freaking interstate in the dark and your eyes are watering and somebody does this, you can't see. You got to throw that arm way out there like a man. And with that question being asked, I'm going to go ahead and pull this one up. Because Keltfire wants you to show us on the doll where the feds touched you, Hales.
And if you're going to use hand signals, you got to use them to where the rider can actually see them,
Well, I mean, in both of our defense, it was dark. I couldn't tell how far he stuck his arm out because I had my glasses on, and I mean I was using these right here, which really are not night riding glasses, but they are pretty good for they're good enough for war. They're good enough for a motorcycle, but the air gets in there and I have my eyes watering. Yep. You probably have a couple pairs of those sitting around at your house somewhere too.
Sure enough.
Yeah, I'm so used to wearing my just square frames, man. My sunglasses are the same way. My glasses are the same way.
I was not a mile away.
And that 90 miles an hour, yeah, it will get to you and make your eyes water. But I don't know. It is what it is. Everybody rides different. If you ride in a group, you're going to ride peg to
Hold on.
peg, and you're going to fly. So
Hold that thought, because here's another man that you can actually listen to about riding with hills. He says you have to be in the correct lane to see hills on two wheels hand signal. He was in the left track, I was in the right track. There was a pretty good gap, probably a good 100-foot gap there.
well, you was
Because I was
behind them,
struggling
right?
to keep up with them for one.
Yeah. Okay.
But you know, you
That's
got
not
all
your
the,
fault.
I asked for it. So yeah, it was my fault.
Yeah. Well.
If you want to be a good rider, you got to learn every style of riding. And there are many styles. It wasn't no 5 miles, you little butthole. Somebody put him in timeout.
I don't know how to do it on this.
See
phone.
you later, Eric. Have a good one.
Thanks for coming, Krakens.
Yeah, man. Keep up that good garage work.
So,
That's
are
what
you
he
going
does.
to go
at
back
Kraken,
home for
man.
Thanksgiving, or are you staying down there?
No, I'm gonna ride up for Thanksgiving.
Really?
I got a couple more rides back and forth to do before this year's out. Trying to get all those miles in that I can.
See, this is the first one to ride with hills out of YouTube, and then me and gliding on twos. But even We Ride says, get the destination address and just meet him there. He's going to be there and already have seats ready for you. He might actually have your drinks waiting for you. No, on that Thursday, I'm still doing a show. Holidays are not going to stop me. I'm going to do a show on that Thursday.
I'm trying to get him to come to my house to eat for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, he did invite me to his house. I told him I'd have to let him know what the plans was. They're still in flux right now. But I do not know if I'm going to have a guest. If anybody doesn't care that it's Thursday and they want to come on and be a guest, hit me up. Let me know. Tweedle _D_TN on Instagram. And I will get you scheduled for that. See, this is his mentality. You record the ride, you fly through it like a bat out of hell, and then you watch it back so you can see how nice it was. So,
in Hell's defense, I must say that if you are doing any riding in Florida, especially I-4, the lowest speed limit you can go safely is 90. Okay, it's 90.
He was a pal and told me that before I got down there.
If you go anything below 90, you in trouble. You in trouble.
Yes, he was nice enough to tell me about that, and I thought he was joking at first until I got down there and I was running 90 and I was still getting passed by everybody.
Oh yeah, you could be nice about it and be doing 100, and you still gonna get passed.
Yeah, I seen a couple old ladies pass me doing 100. I was surprised.
And I don't think it's necessarily your riding skills. I think it's just that's the way the people ride down there, you know?
Yeah.
I
mean, they move faster down there than...
Just like California. You go to California, everybody runs lane splitting through cars. They're not waiting around. They're flying, and they're going to get where they're going. And, you know, if you can't lane split and keep up, you're going to get left just as well. You know, you know, that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming, Mike.
Yeah, Mike. Good to see you, buddy.
Yeah, man. You have to ride aggressive down here.
Yes.
You know, that's just the way you have to ride, because it's not that they don't see you, it's that they don't care that you're there.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the mentality. You know how many times I've only been down here 2 months now, I think I want to say. And I can't even count on both my hands how many times I've had someone look at me directly from the other lane and said, basically, I don't care. Whoop.
Yeah.
It just hopped right into mine.
Yeah, see, that's the thing that people in other states don't realize is their area is unique. All the riding is unique because of the drivers. Some are good drivers and pay attention and try not to run over motorcyclists. Some just don't give a crap and run your butt over anyways. There's some that you got to run for your life at 100 miles an hour just to survive. And then there's some like here, you can do the speed limit. Nobody's going to run over you.
Atlanta's the same way. When I lived there, you get on the interstate, 6 lanes of traffic, you'll see motorcycles doing 110. They're.
I'll agree to this. I-4 has more action than Daytona Speedway.
Oh, I
bet. But Nori, you got the floor.
Well, all I have to say left is, look, life is too short. Get out and enjoy your ride. And enjoying your ride does not necessarily mean your motorcycle. It means your life. Life's too short. Get out and enjoy it.
You want me next?
Sure, go for it.
Forget everything I said, man. What do I know? I'm a 42-year-old that lives at home in his parents' basement.
Wherever that came from. All right.
It's a TV show, man. One Tree Hill.
I guess my final thoughts are going to be thank you to every single person that come in. I know we got 20 people right now showing. I appreciate every single one of you. I am playing around with guest co-hosts, so if somebody's on here that would like to come in, or if you don't want to come in but you would like to help out with questions, hit me up on Instagram. It's Tweedle_D_TN. And next week this time we'll probably be going off air, but next week a special guest is going to be We Ride West Virginia. So make sure I say that without getting tongue-tied. And I'm pretty sure everybody here already knows Gliding on Twos, but if you don't, run over to Gliding on Twos channel and sub and go over to gliding_on_twos on Instagram and follow him there. He does a lot of good content. He's a really good, solid dude, and I'm privileged to call him my friend. And with all that being said, thanks for coming and good night. And y'all two stick around.